going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here with Average Guys Gaming. My name is Michael, and we're going to go ahead and get to my official and personal review video here of Street Outlaws 2. I played the game all the way through the career, so I have a great feeling of understanding the game and what I like and didn't like. So I'm going to bring that to you guys here. Now, if you guys haven't seen any of the videos and this is the first one you're checking out, there are some spoilers in here, so please bear that in mind. We're going to go ahead and start off with the bad. Get that right up out of the way. Things I didn't like about this game. The online hub and tournament modes, garbage. The tuning and adjustment setups, garbage. Mod system, garbage. And I'll go on and explain why. The online and tournament hub mode were just that, an online hub. There was no point in playing it other than to ping off a quick trophy that you did play X number of tournaments or whatever the case may be and join a crew or create one. There was no motivation to continue to go in there and play other than to show off your car to get to 6 seconds or whatever the case may be. There was no parts you were earning for participating. There's no parts, no cash transactions, no nothing for playing. And like any other online game or any online mode, you usually get something, XP or something. Nothing here. Online tuning, or not online, but the tuning system, absolute crap. It didn't do anything very well. It just made things difficult, like as you were trying to adjust things. It made the car different, but there was no way to see what you were doing in a real-time effect to say, okay, hey, yeah, that's good or not, other than hitting the test track. Then at that point, you were either A, too far over or not far enough, or it didn't make a change. And there was plenty of times where I'd make a huge swing at something and nothing. And the test track should be that nature of there, so definitely could have improved that. In my tuning video, I showed the difference between the tuning system in Street Outlaws 2 versus the tuning issue, or the tuning in Street Outlaws 1. And the system in 1 was so much better. You got to see real time what it was doing and adjusting and kind of going from there. So they should have left that system alone. Mods, really kind of a joke. They give you legendary mods, but they don't really do anything well there. I haven't personally found anything that made the car better. There's some things I'm like, in theory, oh yeah, it should be better. Like I have a gold transmission mod that would improve shifting to get to there quicker. It doesn't seem to help. Everything's literally about top speed or acceleration or boost or whatever the case may be. And that's the other thing too. Boost is ridiculous. You hit it and you're all over the road. It just flings you no matter what. And that's not how that works. So slight clip, I didn't touch this as well, but your teammates, I think you don't get enough of them or recruit them as well. They kind of come to you to join your team at that point. There's a trophy in here for having a legendary teammate. We're all the way through the career, and I never even remotely saw anything but blue or gray. Not even a purple one. I don't know if they exist, but there's a trophy for one. Maybe it's coming in a future update, and this is premature. But your teammate system is great in theory, but is really kind of junk because they don't do a ton for you for the most part. Same thing with betting, really much of a joke. It's kind of up to them whether they take it or not. Let's get on to the good stuff. What did I like about the game? I liked it's Street Outlaws. I'm a huge fan of the series, watch it all the time, and I like that they were able to use a lot of the likeness of the characters, not characters, the guys that are really on all of their cars, etc., and bring that in. They kind of missed some of that in the first game. I don't think they had approvals for certain people or whatever the case may be, but a Street Outlaws game, so it's straightforward. It is street racing. This one, unfortunately, was more focused on their new part of it as a No Prep Kings series. They did throw in some street racing as your trial night or whatever the case may be so that you could earn rep to get to racing in them, which is kind of cool. So you got a little bit out of it, but didn't know that going into the game. I just knew it was Street Outlaws and that it was kind of cool. New cars, new features, new bodies, things like that, and it was great. racing's fun, straightforward, pretty simple. Gave you a little bit of a I don't want to say difficulty slider in the sense of you're really in the control of whether you do or do not want to race. If you jump the light, you're out, if you're over the line. But it's straightforward. Hit the gas, shift gears, go. Great, love it. Simple, perfect. There aren't too many drag racing games out there by any means. I think this is the only one that focuses on any sort of drag racing. I know Need for Speed, I want to say Shift had some drag racing, but that is probably 15 years ago. Yes, I'm that old to cover that. So I did like that there were part shops that you could go to and buy your parts from, buy your mods from. You weren't stuck just kind of going. You could pick and choose. I think the part depth, though, of Street Outlaws 1 was way better. You would buy independent components like pistons, rods, etc. And then you could vary out your modifications in there. You weren't able to slot them in, so they should have took a piece of that. But I do like that you were able to buy your mods and earn mods and buy your parts and earn parts and then level them up. That was super nice. I did like that there was kind of a damage system to it as well, that you did have to worry about repairing your parts to make sure that they didn't explode. As much as that's a trophy in there, there it is required that you blow yourself up somewhere. So car selection, I dig it. Obviously, they don't have likeness rights for cars and vehicles, so they can't call them what they actually are, but you can look at them and see pretty much what they are. Did have a small complaint here. The Caro XL and the Caro 89 or whatever they call it are also supposed to be likenesses of a Camaro. Definitely don't look like it. They got taillights of a Mustang. They've got doors of a Dodge. But again, there's no likeness, so you got to make small modifications there. But I do like the car selection. It's a decent amount that you can switch cars on the fly. You could start with one car, purchase another one later, switch to it. I do like that your parts follow through. It's kind of a cool, unique thing. But I think it would have been better and gave a bit more depth to one. If you switch a car, you kind of start your career over. That's personally me. I think that would be kind of cool to see that happen. You're changing cars, now you got to earn a new rep. Same thing with parts. I think if you're switching cars, your parts shouldn't necessarily follow over. You should be able to move them, but they shouldn't follow. Same thing with paint. I prefer to have multiple cars with multiple paint. Did a lot of cool schemes, but you can't save them because there's no place to save them. Loadouts are just strictly for tuning. So common my complaint. So indifference. Neither good, neither bad. The challenge series. I definitely enjoyed the challenge series a lot more than I did in the first game. The first game, you were stuck using your own car to go through and do these things. And, of course, your car is set up to drag race where the challenges are left, rights. You're kind of going through a road course. Or in this one, I did like that they did give you a car specific from something that Asian and Farm Truck did. It's nice to see those guys back in it and do something a little crazy with it. It was super kind of cool. And kept things kind of moving along in the right direction. It was cool. You earned XP for it. Your parts earned XP because your teammates were earning XP. So it's a great thing to go back and do those challenges because you have a chance to earn parts, to earn XP. So if you're trying to level up a particular car or a particular person, it's a great place to do it. Easy place to grind. They're not super hard challenges, but I mean, they're actually kind of fun and goofy. Teammates, like I said, I think are they're not bad. They're listed in the bad section, but I think they're very much indifferent. Half the time I never changed my teammate or remembered about it. There's a few that have options about like more respect or people respect on grudge nights still take your bets or easier NKP challenges. But in overall, I didn't find a teammate that I was like, oh my God, yes, I got to have. So it's really kind of a lackluster thing there at that point for me. Overall, what do I think about the game? It's a good game in itself. It's nice to have a racing game that's different, that is very much taking something that's a huge popularity like street racing, Street Outlaws, and putting it in the mainstream a bit more in a different context, which I think is great. The game in itself, what do I think of it? for rating it on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 5.5. It's a good game at its core, but the lackluster things like the impossible ability to tune your trophy list that has requirements in it that can't be met because you don't have control of certain things. Like I said, there's a trophy that requires you to have a legendary teammate. I'm all the way through the career and I don't have a legendary teammate. You would think if you're going to get one or have an option to have one, it would be through Career Plus. And then the online tournament hub thing, again, to me, is a giant joke. I've done some tournaments in it, and it's only to pick off some of those trophies at that point. But I don't see a point in doing it. I probably will never go back in there and grind away other than to just, I think, finish off one of the few things I may have to do based on trophy achievement. But yeah, there's no reason for it. I get what they were trying to do, but they could have put a little more attention into things like the career, making it in depth, give the ability to rerun the career or do a career again in a different car. I think that would have been cooler. Like, you switch cars, you kind of got to start over and build a career. Would have added some more depth. Did like that they added race night, the grudge nights and things like that. So there's some replayability here, but overall, it's a 5.5 for me. It's not something that I'd say rush out and get. It's a $40 game. $40? Yeah, I think I paid $40 for it here. It was weird that it had a staggered release date, but it's, if you can get it, cool, great. Is it worth the $40? That I can't tell you. Me personally, I liked it. At $40, I have it on PS5, so I'm able to play no matter what. If you're on the fence about it, I'd say wait for it. If you can find it for $20, it's definitely worth a pickup and worth a play. Give it a whirl, especially if you like drag racing, especially if you like the Street Outlaws series. It's a good game at its core just to play, but remember that you are missing some things. So we're going to wrap this video up here, guys. If you haven't done it already, hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a question, hit me up on Twitter. Got new stuff in the works. We're going to take a small break. I got some backlog of some content that I'm going to put out, kind of clean up some of that, and we're gonna change a little bit of format. We're going to get into one game, and we're going to play that. I'm going to play it through, and then we're going to switch. I'm not going to kind of keep a running log of 6 or 7 games. It's nice to try, but from what you guys have shown me in the last 6 weeks, you guys prefer all one content at all one time. So that's what I'm going to give it to you guys. But if you haven't done it, hit that like, subscribe button for me. We upload 2 days a week. Oops, sorry, I've been doing that a while. 3 days a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, noon Central Standard Time. And I'm thinking about streaming. Leave a comment. Let me know what time and when you guys would prefer. I don't have a lot of time. I do work a 9 to 5. So let me know a date, and I'll try to feature everything in there for everybody. So we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.